Hi everyone, my name is Chand and today we'll be working on strengthening the big major muscle groups that contribute to knee pain. We'll also be focusing on our breath to these muscles while we're working on strengthening to help make it more effective. All right, so let's get started. We'll come into tadpole by bringing our big toes together, knees wide apart, and then just slowly walking ourselves up top, and then bringing our forehead and our chest to the mat. Taking a deep breath here, and then exhale as you melt into the mat. Bringing awareness to how your body is feeling, and just letting it go as you exhale. On your next inhale, just walking your hands up underneath your shoulders, bringing your knees closer as we come up into tabletop. We'll do a few stretches just like this. So inhale as you bring your tailbone up, head up, belly down. And then exhale as you bring your tailbone down, head down, belly up. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. The first muscle group that we'll work on is our core. So first we'll just make sure we're set up well, making sure our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips. We'll bring our left heel up, making sure our toes are pointed down and towards the nose. Bringing our right hand up with the thumb pointing towards the ceiling. Inhale, and then exhale as we stay here for breath. We'll slowly start tapping on the inhale. So inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale as we tap down, toes down, fingertips down. Inhale as we bring our hands up. Exhale as we bring our toes and our fingertips down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as we come up and just staying here for the exhale. Inhale as we lengthen, and then exhale, finally bringing your hands down and your knees down. Coming on to the other side here. Again, making sure we're set up for this posture. So inhale, bringing our right heel up to the ceiling, toes pointing down and towards our nose. Inhale as we bring our left hand up with the thumb pointing to the ceiling. Inhale, and then exhale as we stay. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we tap. Inhale as we lift. Exhale as we tap. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as we stay here. Exhale as we relax, bringing our hands down and our knees down, and just shake it off here. Walking our hands up towards the top of our mat, curling our toes underneath, and then exhale, pushing our heels down and our hips up as we come up into down dog. Walking our heels down one at a time. And then inhale as we lift our heels up. Exhale as we bend our knees, gaze forward, and walk to the top of our mat here. Inhale as we come to a halfway lift, and then exhale as we fold forward. Inhale as we come all the way up into standing, bringing a bend to those knees. Exhale as we bring our hands to heart center. We'll come to the middle of our mat. We'll come into warrior one, which is our first strengthening posture. So we'll step forward with our right foot, back with our left. When we look back, we'll make sure that our front toes are pointing to the corner of the room or the corner of our mat with our heel down. For our front leg, we'll make sure our front knee is directly over our front ankle. And when you look down, we want to make sure that we can see our big toe. We want to make sure that our knee is not caving in, so it's covering. So let's try to push our knee towards the pinky toe. Inhale as we lift our hands up, and then exhale, just relax your shoulders down. Think about trying to rip our mat apart, so we're really pushing down here. We're very strong. Inhale, and then exhale. On your next inhale, we'll bring our heel up, our back heel up. And then exhale as we bring our hands to our chest and we lean forward. We'll come into our second balancing shape here. So we'll come into warrior three. We want to make sure our front leg is very strong and very grounded. So if you're on a wobbly surface, get to a safe area before trying. Inhale as you ground, and then exhale as you slowly lift up from your back toes, making sure our back toes are pointed towards our nose. You can keep your hands at your heart center or bringing them out like airplane arms. If you want more of a challenge, you can bring your hands up past your head. I'm going to keep mine right at my chest. And if you fall, that's totally fine. You can just get yourself back up into the posture. Inhale, and then exhale. We'll stay here for one more breath. Inhale, and then exhale. And then we'll slowly place our left foot next to our right. And we'll come up, hands overhead, and then exhale as we just bring our hands down to our chest or down alongside our body. We'll do this on the other side here, so we'll just move to the center of the mat again. We'll step forward with our left foot, back with our right. Again, making sure our back foot is pointing to the corner of the mat or the room. And then bringing a bend to your front knee, making sure the knee is directly over our ankle. When we look down, we should only be able to see our big toe, making sure the knee is pointed to the pinky corner of the foot. And then inhale as we bring our hands up, and then exhale as we just relax your shoulder. Again, we want to make sure that we're trying really hard to rip the mat apart, so we're very strong through our quads. Inhale, and then exhale. On your next inhale, just bringing your heels up as you come up onto your tippy toes, and then exhale, bringing your hands to your heart and then just leaning forward. So we'll set up for our last standing shape here. So we'll get very strong on our inhale on our front leg, and then exhale as you just lift your toes up and you come into our balancing shape, making sure that our back toes are pointed down and then towards your nose. Inhale, and then exhale. Focusing on your breath helps you from being wobbly. If you fall, just like I almost did, you just come right back up. Inhale and then exhale as you step your foot down and then come up to standing, and then arms back down. Coming into chair posture here, so we'll come to the middle of our mat, bringing our feet just side by side, touching if you're able to. Mine definitely do not, so that's totally fine. So inhale and then exhale, just centering yourself. Inhale here to lengthen your spine, and then exhale as you bring your tailbone back down, and then almost as if you're sitting in a chair, keeping bends in your knees. And then we want to make sure our weight isn't on our tippy toes, so we want to make sure we're not leaning forward. If you notice you are, that's okay. Just pushing your tailbone back down towards the back end of the mat. When you look down, you should be able to wiggle your toes without feeling unstable. So you can bring your hands up overhead or towards your chest. Inhale and then exhale. This is really good because it really strengthens your quads, your hamstrings, your glute muscles. Inhale and then stay for the exhale. Inhale and then exhale as you fold forward. Inhale as you come to a halfway lift. Exhale, bringing your hands down, walking your feet back as you come to a plank. Staying here for one breath. Just kidding, one more breath. And then coming to tabletop, bringing your knees down, making sure your hips are directly over your knees and your wrists are directly under your shoulders. We'll come into one more shape that's strengthening, of course. This will be strengthening majority of the front of your thighs or your quads and your core. So we'll curl our toes underneath, and then we'll lift our knees up just by a few centimeters. So just inhale and then exhale and then lift up. Inhale and then exhale. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and then exhale, bringing your knees down and then just leaning over to one side. And then this time, we'll bring both legs out in front of you, making sure all your toes are pointing up to the ceiling. Inhale, your hands up, and then exhale as you fold forward. We'll do one stretch before the end. Inhale as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, just fold forward, bringing a bend to both of your knees if that makes your back feel a little bit safer. The goal is we want to make sure our chest is coming towards our knees, not towards our thighs, because then we'll be rounding our spine. One more breath in and then out. Slowly walking your hands up towards your body as you come up to seated, and then we'll eventually make ourselves down to Shavasana for our last pose, corpse pose. So just bringing your vertebrae down one at a time, giving yourself a big hug here. And then we can, if your back is bothering you, you can just bring bends to your knees. If you want it more traditional, you could just bring your feet out and your arms out, letting them lay where they want. Taking a few breaths in, inhale, and then exhale. letting your muscles just melt into the mat, bringing some gratitude towards yourself for doing something challenging, doing something for yourself, doing something for your knee pain. Staying here for as long as you need. I'll call us all back in just a couple of breaths. Slowly bringing awareness and movement into your toes and your fingertips. Having a full body stretch, stretch long, long, long. And then rolling over to one side, your favorite side, as you push yourself up into seated. Bringing your hands up overhead as you inhale. And then exhale as you bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. This is our strengthening video for knee pain. Hopefully you're doing the stretching and the strengthening one together. We'll see you next time. Bye.